Tonight, Kavi stops chasing the moon. Beneath its golden fire, he stands silent, a small shadow in a world washed clean by blue night. The clouds loosen, the fog opens, and for the first time, the light does not run from him, it reaches back. In this stillness, Kavi understands the race was never across the sky, it was through himself. Racing with the Moon, Episode 4, The Realization. It didn't happen all at once. There was no sudden moment, no single realization that changed everything. Instead, it unfolded slowly, piece by piece, step by step, until one thought became impossible to ignore. This journey was never about reaching something, not a place, not an answer, but understanding what had always been there. The silence, the movement, the pull he felt from the very beginning. It wasn't leading him somewhere new. It was revealing something old, something familiar, something that had always existed beneath the surface, waiting, not to be found, but to be seen. He stopped again, not because he had to, but because he finally wanted to. For the first time, he looked inward instead of ahead, and what he saw was everything he had been searching for. Every question, every doubt, every moment of uncertainty, all pointing back to the same place, himself. Not the version shaped by fear, not the one held back by hesitation, but something deeper, something constant, something real. And in that reflection, he realized something simple. Nothing had been missing. He had just never slowed down enough to notice. The world didn't stop. The wind still moved. The clouds still drifted. But inside, everything became still. No more questions. No more searching. Just presence. Pure, quiet awareness. And in that stillness, he felt something he hadn't felt before. Not excitement, not anticipation, peace. A deep, steady calm that didn't depend on what came next. Because for the first time, he wasn't trying to get anywhere. He was already there, and somehow that changed everything. The answers had never been hidden. They were always there, in every step, every moment, every feeling he tried to ignore. But understanding didn't come from searching harder. It came from letting go of control, of expectation, of needing things to be different. And once he did, everything made sense. Not in a way he could explain, but in a way he could feel. A quiet knowing, steady, unshakable, the kind that doesn't need proof. Because it doesn't come from the outside. It comes from within. Now he could see not just the path, but himself walking it. Every step had meaning. Every moment had purpose. Even the ones that felt uncertain, especially those because they led him here, to this understanding, this clarity, this awareness that nothing had been wasted. Nothing had been wrong. It was all part of the same movement, the same unfolding. And now he wasn't searching for direction anymore. He was moving with it. The weight was gone, not because the world had changed, but because he had. Fear no longer held him. Doubt no longer slowed him. They were still there, but they no longer controlled him. And that was the difference. That was the freedom, not the absence of struggle, but the ability to move beyond it, to keep going, to keep becoming, without resistance, without hesitation. Just movement, just presence, just being. And in that moment, everything settled, not into silence, but into balance. The journey didn't feel heavy anymore. It didn't feel uncertain. It felt complete, not because it had ended, but because it no longer needed to. He wasn't chasing anything. He wasn't trying to arrive. He was simply here, fully present, at peace with where he stood and where he was going. And for the first time, that was enough. Nights settles over racing with the moon. Kavi stands beneath the drifting fog, the elephant's silhouette resting in the deep blue hush. For a moment, the moon disappears behind the clouds. Then, the sky opens. Silver light returns, warm and quiet, revealing what was hidden all along. Now you see. Episode 4 fades into stillness, but the journey is not over. Subscribe. The last episode is coming soon.